Now this is a very quick video to address something that was just sent to me. It's amazing the bullshit people come out with sometimes about me and what I do and where I've come from, which is pretty much, it's been written about in magazines, books, and I've talked about it many times, but it just doesn't seem to get through to some people. Somebody sent an email to somebody else. I'll just refer to the person who sent the email as PD, and basically he says that Matthew Williams is a known alcoholic who was sacked from Customs and Excise many years ago for theft. Now, I wasn't sacked for theft. I was sacked because my employers didn't like me and they decided to fit me up for saying that I had hacked the departmental computer system. That was the original claim, and then it changed to being that what I'd designed in terms of a database, which was only an office database, it wasn't a national for the whole of Customs and Excise, it was only for inside our office, and I basically designed this, got permission to do so from the IT department through my higher management chain, and they said, yeah, we want him to do this, and is it okay for him to do it? And the IT department said, yeah, if you want him to do it, he can do it. Yeah, that's fine. So I designed the database and I put it into use, and we were using it around the office to keep a record of what was going on with our case files. Now, the actual thing I was sacked for was for putting my icons to start the program on my desktop. Now, anybody who's familiar with computers will probably know that if you want to start a piece of software, you have to be able to click on the icons on the desktop in order to start it. So it was plain to me that because I was doing UFO investigations and I was basically ruffling a lot of feathers out there, that this became a bit of an embarrassment to somebody somewhere, and they said, we don't want this guy working for you anymore. So they got rid of me, and basically it was a stitch-up, a total stitch-up. I mean, come on, if you've been asked to use if you've been asked to design a database and you've designed it and you have to start it, yeah, you have to put your icons on the desktop, yeah. So to be sacked for that is just completely pathetic, But that was just their way of saying, fuck you, basically. We can do what we like. We have the power. But I mean, all I can say is that since I've left Customs and Excise, my life has been a hell of a lot happier, because working with a bunch of dickheads like that, I mean, I think I have actually mentioned this on YouTube before, the circumstances leading up to my dismissal, and it was literally, that was it. And if anybody doubts this, if anybody thinks that's bullshit, yeah, I'll just show you. I've got a big black bag in my parents' house in South Wales, and I've got a black bag and it's full of the paperwork for the tribunal, because I took them to court. I didn't want my job back, but I took them to court, to a tribunal, industrial tribunal, just so I could see the boss man, and I could just say, this is bullshit, I know this is bullshit, yeah, and you basically are a bunch of scumbags. And that's what I did. I didn't want the job back, and they said to me, their solicitors said, oh, you're never going to get your job back, you realise that, because they don't have to give you your job back. I said, I don't want the job back. And they were like, oh? And I said, no, I don't want the job back. I didn't come here wanting the job back. I just came here to say fuck you to the boss man, basically, because he's going to be here listening to this case. Because you know what you've done, and I know what you've done, and I just want to see him face to face with the IT department that have actually backed this bullshit up, yeah? And I want to just say to you all, one last time, you're a bunch of scumbags, and I don't care. Goodbye, yeah? So that's what happened. And to be honest, my life has been a lot better since then. So, when people come along saying this sort of stuff, it just makes me laugh. Maybe they don't watch my YouTube channel. Maybe they should. But there's a lot of fucking idiots out there. I mean, there's people who said that I work for the government, that I work for the government. Really? Because I make crop circles, I work for the government? Really? Okay. I mean, going out into a field with a plank of wood and, stamping out some designs, and then a load of researchers coming along and going, wow, this is extraterrestrials, I mean, that's not my fault, yeah, that's not my fault. If people want to do that sort of thing, and sort of believe that sort of thing, then that's up to them. I've tried my level best to actually tell people where the paranormal links into the crop circle world are, where the truth is, and where, you know, the humans are actually making the circles. I've tried to help people understand, and for this I have been called, you know, a hoaxer, and I have been called a government agent, and I've been called, you know, here we go, alcoholic. No, I mean, you know, I've taken a lot of party drugs in my time, and I think everybody who knows me well would say, and you can speak to anybody. You say, is Matt Williams an alcoholic? And they all say no, right? Has Matt Williams taken a lot of drugs in his time? The answer would be yes. So Matt Williams is not an alcoholic, yes. Matt Williams is the furthest thing you could ever want from an alcoholic. I mean, if you went in my fridge now, there's no cans of beer or spirits. I don't even keep any spirits or beer in the house. I only ever buy the stuff when I'm going out on a weekend or something to spend some time with some friends. Yeah? So how much of an alcoholic am I? Completely and utterly bullshit. And, you know, my drug-taking days have stopped now. They've stopped. You know, I stopped doing that years ago when I stopped doing the clubbing. You know, I used to go out to clubs regularly, and now I don't do that anymore. So, I mean, you know, where do people come up with this bullshit? You know, if they bothered to actually ask me who I am and ask me what I do, I would tell them. Yeah, but when they just go start making this stuff up behind the scenes, yeah, and they start making stuff up and going, you know, look what he is, look what he does, you know, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know. It's like, what do you have to do to make people understand? I really don't know. So, to those people that make these stories up, you're the hoaxers, yeah? You are the hoaxers, not us, you.